Scientists have discovered how to trick your body into thinking it is fasting, burning fat hour by hour, even if you keep on eating as usual. Latest research by a Nobel-winning team of Japanese scientists into adult stem cells have revealed that there is a fasting switch that you can activate right now inside your body. This will trigger massive weight loss without you skipping even a single meal. This switch not only depletes and shrinks fat cells, like most diets will, but it actually tells your body to completely discard and destruct old fat cells. It will help you shed the extra pounds, but it will also lead to the cells in your face, on your neck and body to self-destruct and be replaced. This will rejuvenate saggy skin from head to toe. Medical researchers have been looking for this fasting switch for decades, ever since studies by Harvard have clearly shown that fasting is one of the most efficient and fastest ways to lose weight. The problem is that intermittent fasting is not recommended for the majority of people. Leading medical experts from New Zealand warn that people with blood sugar problems, premenopausal women, and many others simply cannot do intermittent fasting. But a reliable solution to weight loss has never been more urgent, as 67% of men and women in the United States are considered obese or overweight. Now, after in-depth studies of Tibetan monks from the Zhangmu region have finally revealed what this switch is. Researchers were stunned when they observed how the fasting switch was triggered, even while the test subjects were having their lunch. This revolutionary research could change the lives of millions. Basically, you can reap all the benefits of fasting without actually fasting. Imagine never having to diet a day in your life because your body is optimally burning every excess pound of fat. Imagine never having to starve yourself again in order to lose weight because your body is already convinced that you're not eating. Not only that, but your skin is getting a much needed lift, regaining elasticity and looking more hydrated than ever without ever getting any plastic surgery or cosmetic procedures. And the same regeneration you see on your face, neck, and cleavage is happening throughout your body, wiping away years off your biological age and keeping you fit well into your retirement. So far, 11,412 people have tried this revolutionary method, with more reaching incredible weight loss results every day.
I have tried fasting so many times over the last 10 years since I had my third boy. It worked wonderfully, but it was so difficult to keep up. This fasting switch has given me all the beautiful results of fasting, but without starving, without the brain fog and the exhaustion. The 56 extra pounds I had desperately tried to get rid of have vanished. I fit into all of my old clothes, and it was so easy to get this thing going.
This is the first method that I've tried that's actually worked to slim me down and keep the weight off. I'm in the best shape of my life, and the pounds haven't returned. And I've been able to do all of this and not sacrifice eating a single piece of cheesecake to get here. Thank you.
My wife found out about this method on a forum, and when I saw how quickly she was losing the thighs and the belly with no diet at all, I simply had to give it a go. She never said anything about my beer belly, but I've always wanted to get in better shape for her and for my kids as well. I didn't want their dad to have health problems before even retiring. This fasting without fasting has been nothing short of a miracle.
It warms my heart every time I get a message like the ones you just heard, and I can't wait for more people to try this method. But before we get into it, it's important for me to tell you why this has become my life's work, and why I fight so hard to get this message out there to as many people as possible. My name is Luke Turner, and all my life I have worked as a physician and a pastor. For the past 30 years, I have traveled throughout the world on various missions, offering medical treatment in some of the poorest parts of the world. And I've given spiritual guidance to anyone who needed it. My faith and my work mean everything to me. I've raised my 4 kids to be kind and serve others. My 2 oldest daughters are doctors themselves, and my son is an ordained pastor himself. Life hasn't always been easy on the road with my entire family, and I think it was hardest on my youngest, Lizzie, who's been traveling since she was born. No one in my family is thin as a stick, but ever since she started becoming a young lady, Lizzie started growing in weight. We tried helping her any way we could, but even when she was on very strict diets, she still seemed to put on weight. I didn't care at all. She was my sweet baby, and I loved her no matter what. But my wife Amber was worried sick about her, and I could see that Lizzie was more and more uncomfortable about how she looked. She always covered up in the biggest t-shirt she could find and never wanted to be in any of our family photos. And she was scared to death of the gym. She was terrified that people would stare at her the second she walked in. So you can imagine my delight when she finally announced at the 4th of July family dinner that she had decided to start taking up a training program at the gym. We couldn't wait to see her finally succeed. I mean, she had tried every single pill out there. We had spent tens of thousands of dollars on nutritionists and specialists and medical consults throughout the years to figure out why this was happening to her. Before the gym membership, she had asked her oldest sister about cosmetic procedures to reduce her weight. We completely forbade it. I knew the risks as a physician. I would not let my baby get a heart embolism or some life-threatening infection just to look better in jeans. Liposuctions and other fat-freezing or dissolving techniques have serious side effects and can lead to death, but they have become so normal that people hardly think of them as serious surgery anymore. We knew that going to the gym for the first time at 27 would not be easy, but everyone was supportive because this was the change she needed. However, she didn't seem to be losing much weight, even though she was in the gym every single day. She wasn't even taking Sundays off, which I wasn't too happy about, but I knew how important it was to her. I knew she was disappointed that for 2 months, nothing seemed to change, even though she was trying her hardest. But I was very proud that she didn't give up and kept going. And then on my lunch at the community health center, Jake, my best friend, tapped me on the shoulder. "Luke, your daughter's gone viral on TikTok. It's really not good, buddy." I will never forget those words and the sense of dread that turned my stomach instantly. There she was, my precious Lizzie, filmed while struggling with some machines in the gym. There were more than 15,000 comments under that video making fun of my child.
I didn't know we had elephant-friendly gyms in my area.
I bet if they made her lift a pizza that heavy, she'd get right to it.
Ugh, so gross. I wouldn't want to look at that while I'm working out.
I prayed to God that she hadn't seen the video and all of those mean comments. But when I got home from work, I saw her slumped on my doorstep, crying and telling me she wants to move back in with us because she can't even face her friends. Of course, we gave her the old room back and she locked herself in there. She stopped going out and stopped talking to her friends. Amber, my wife, tried everything to console her or to help her feel better, but nothing worked. Our baby girl became a recluse. I wish there was more I could do, but I felt like my hands were tied. I knew how important it was for Lizzie to lose weight. All she ever wanted was to get her life back together. So I started researching furiously about diets, pills, and doctors that could help. Everything that could have worked was expensive and dangerous. I'm talking here about serious medical interventions. Everything else seemed to lead to a never-ending cycle of yo-yo dieting and a life of feeling permanently miserable about how your body looks. The only weight loss method that came up again and again, with many people saying they got steady results from it, was intermittent fasting. It's been there for millennia in every single culture and religion, and apparently for very good reason. It keeps the body in good shape, lean and younger. But a lot of people are unable to do intermittent fasting. Fasting might make their blood sugar erratic or might cause hormonal changes that the body can't stabilize. And for the people who can do intermittent fasting, many find it impossible to stick to. Not because they don't have enough will, because it really is a tough experience going with no food hours at a time. When your spouse or kids munch on goodies and snacks around you. Or your colleagues at work go out for lunch and you sit there sipping on water while they stuff their bellies. And that's when I remembered that back in 2010, I had worked on a project in India for the Ahmedabad Sterling Hospital that studied people with extraordinary abilities. We were looking at a yogi who had been on a strict lifelong fast for over 76 years. The research had also included many other holy men and monks who were fasting. Everyone knew that these people were healthier and biologically younger than their actual age. And we were desperately looking to understand what was happening inside them. What was fasting doing to their bodies? I remembered that the study was looking at a particular switch in the body that was being triggered when people went a couple of days without food. It was like a master control to the entire system, telling the body to burn any fat reserves and to destroy old cells that were not functioning properly. The explanation is simple. Your body is fueled constantly by food. But when your body thinks it is being starved, it starts consuming fat stored in the cells. But something even more interesting and important starts happening. Your body also munches up all the cells, including fat cells that are old, degraded, no longer in peak condition. It basically turns on all house cleaning to keep you going when there's not enough food. It is not the act of fasting, but this switch in the body. That means people can eat a lot, but if their organs get the signal to rest for 16 to 18 hours, regeneration starts happening. And the results start growing exponentially after the 14-day mark. That's because it takes a longer time for the entire body to gear up and for the signal to renew to get to every single cell. This is why most fasting regimens recommend more than 2 weeks. Even religious fasts follow this pattern. The name of this mechanism in the body is autophagy, and it also leads to the renewal of cells throughout the body. It gets rid of those pesky old and damaged cells in your skin, liver, and kidneys. That means you are not only getting slimmer, but cellularly younger and more fit. When it comes to fat cells, the main effect of autophagy is that it munches up the dysfunctional ones, which got used to storing a certain amount of fat. These dysfunctional fat cells can't be resetted. They are like a broken fuel gauge. They also don't properly communicate with other healthy fat cells. That means when you do anything that triggers weight loss, such as working out, keeping a strict diet, going on ketosis, some fat cells will get the message and end up releasing the fat, while the old damaged ones will not. And this is exactly why the fat layer all over your body ends up being uneven. That's how you get that disgusting orange peel cellulite look all over your body, which it only intensifies when you start losing weight. Old fat cells need to be regularly replaced with healthy fat cells that properly communicate with one another. They are like a clean slate with no history of storing excessive amounts of fat or thinking it is normal to do that. Unless you recycle those old fat cells that are just sitting there, withered, you will always fight an uphill battle for weight loss. Any little slip in your diet will immediately activate those old dysfunctional fat cells that can't wait to store all the extra calories because they can't reset the amount of fat they should store. As you age, autophagy happens less and less in your body. That means less fat cells get recycled. But this also affects all the other cells in your body. Basically, you're aging inside and out. Have you ever noticed how when you were younger, any cut, bruise, or problem with your joints healed immediately? But as you age, any problem takes so much longer to get better? A simple scratch might take up to 7 times longer to heal completely than when you were young, and it is far more likely to leave a scar. The same happens in your fat tissue. This was exactly what our research was about, and I knew I needed to take another look at it. It had to be the key to this problem, but I had never heard back from the team after I left the project, so I decided to find out what had happened once I left the team. Apparently, they had tried for years to access more grants and research funds to continue their amazing discoveries, but were denied every step of the way. That seemed odd to me. I mean, the research was spot on, and information that could be essential to the health and well-being of millions could be unlocked by it. Later on, a completely different team from Japan won the Nobel Prize in Medicine for the exact same research into fasting. Japanese scientist Professor Yoshinori Osumi was awarded the Nobel Prize in the year 2016 for figuring out the mechanism of autophagy triggered by fasting. But even the Japanese team's work seemed to completely stop after they won the Nobel. This was so unusual, and it made no sense to me. I was determined to get to the bottom of this, as much for Lizzie's health as for my own curiosity. We had worked for years on that research in India, only for it to die out. So I contacted a couple of my colleagues from back in the day. Most of them had no idea why they could not continue research. Most of them suspected that someone had an interest in keeping the information hidden. It wasn't until I managed to get a hold of the lead technician on the study, I'll call him John, that I understood what had happened. Apparently, as soon as they started calling their finding the solution to obesity and the fountain of youth, their labs got a visit from the health ministry in India, who classified most of their key findings. They made up some story about how the research could be used for the military. But John knew they were only trying to make their big pharma contacts happy. After all, India is the 3rd biggest country that manufactures pharma products. The Indian pharmaceutical sector supplies over 50% of global demand for vaccines and 40% of generic demand in the US. They couldn't risk all of those nice big profits by having a breakthrough discovery. That would mean upsetting the corporations paying their salaries. So the project got shut down immediately. When I heard it, I got so mad and more determined than ever. That research should go out to the people who need it, no matter what the cost or the risk. It wasn't hard to convince John to work with me on this. He was frustrated and determined to continue our work. We tried to piece together all the research that had been classified, and we managed to get back 7 other people from the initial research team. We spent a lot of nights doing 4 to 5 hour video calls with our colleagues from Singapore, New Delhi, and Sydney. They were all thrilled they could continue their research and help real people instead of catering to the interests of rich corporations. We worked day and night for more than 10 months to check the initial results and piece together the parts of the research that we didn't have access to. Not only that, we also looked into how we could make the switch even stronger and get quicker results. We started from something that is called the biogenic polyamine complex. This protein inside the body acts just like a trigger for autophagy, the switch that renews cells and eats up the old ones. It is naturally secreted by your body when there is not enough food available or when the body is under stress. but also gets secreted when you're fasting. And its purpose is to make sure that every single organ in your body is working in peak condition. When your body produces biogenic polyamines, any cells that are not functioning properly get destroyed and replaced with fresh, new cells. Fat cells get depleted so that your body has enough available fuel to survive. And the fat cells themselves get destroyed as soon as they are depleted. Back in the day when people used to regularly fast, mostly for religious reasons, this switch was triggered every few weeks or months, no matter your age or health condition. It was basically like doing a full house cleaning inside your body a couple of times a year. And this is also why, back in the day, there was no obesity crisis. Even people who had lots of food available were slim and fit. But these days, it's harder and harder for people to stick to fasting. When you are working all the time, caring for kids in a house, it's impossible to also deal with hunger and being depleted of energy all day long. So your body no longer gets a chance to do this house cleaning. But in our research, we had found a way to extract these biogenic polyamines from herbs and switch the body to fasting mode. The astounding part? These sourced biogenic polyamines worked just as well in people who took them as if their own body had produced them. It was like they were fasting without actually restricting their food at all. Not only that, but we also found out that biogenic polyamines can extend lifespan. In studies done on animals, research saw that this rat, which was given biogenic polyamines, lives twice as long as normal lab rats do, and its liver, kidneys, and lungs were healthier than even those of young rats. And he never gained any weight, no matter how much he was fed. This was another rat from the very same litter, who was not given biogenic polyamines and was fed the same food. He died because of complications from fatty liver disease, getting more and more sluggish and sick as he grew older. Once we were happy with having obtained the most potent biogenic polyamines, we looked into other substances that could make this solution even more effective. That is why we added sucra, which is a phytonutrient extracted from superfoods like beets. It is known for suppressing obesity. Sadly, this is yet another amazing substance that never left the desk of the researchers. Even though it regulates the blood glucose level and insulin resistance and has 0 calories, it got no support or money for research. In fact, I only knew about it because I was involved with a few research projects that tested it. We were searching for effective ways of flushing out fat from the liver. We discovered that sucra was one of the quickest acting substances of cleaning out the liver, up to 6 times quicker than milk thistle, turmeric, or ginseng. And a liver that is clogged with fat will slow down the process of autophagy. You see, the liver is supposed to filter out all of the dead and dysfunctional cells that are being replaced throughout your body. But just like a clogged sink drain, if your liver is already fatty and sluggish, it will not manage to properly clear out all the fat cells. And once the drain is clogged, the entire process slows down. We wanted to prevent that so that the cell renewal and fat disintegrating process could work quickly and without interruption. The next step was to also reset the body's need for fat storage. There's no point in cleaning out all the old fat stored in the body if your gut begins storing new fat right away. That is why we looked at Fibersol, a state-of-the-art fiber. Most of the fibers you can add to your diet just help you feel a bit fuller and make you poop easier. But Fibersol actually gets munched up by the good bacteria in your gut, helping it multiply and retake control of your digestion. Fibersol is like an all-natural, high-end fertilizer for the good bacteria in your gut. When these bacteria get thrown off balance, your gut ends up absorbing a lot more fat than is needed from your diet. It becomes like a sponge, sucking up all the fat from every morsel of food. This is exactly what makes fat cells overstretched, dysfunctional, and in need of replacement. With the good bacteria in your gut fully replenished and thriving, your brand new fat cells will no longer be overstuffed with all the calories from your diet. Now, once this cleaning process is cleared and replaced the fat cells, the polyamines will have time to focus on other cells that are not vital to survival. Meaning your skin, your hair, and your nails will be targeted for renewal. This means a full skin rejuvenation better than any cosmetic procedures or plastic surgery. Not to mention the results of natural skin renewal and skin tightening last a lot longer in time. You will also look naturally younger, without altering facial features or destroying skin layers, like poking your face, paralyzing the nerves, or pulling the skin, like most cosmetic interventions do. As soon as the biogenic polyamines start killing off the aging cells, they will boost collagen productions inside the deep layers of your face, neck, arms, and legs to bind the new, fresh, healthy skin cells together. This means the saggy, lifeless skin that starts plaguing every single person who is aging will now be slowly rejuvenated from within, more bouncy and properly stretched out on the face. Blemishes on the skin start disappearing by the hour. Research by the Department of Biomedical Science and Engineering in Korea has observed how wrinkles in patients using biogenic polyamines start fading out within days. After a few weeks, old dermal layers get completely replaced by new elastic, bouncy skin layers. And I didn't even need months of research to know this. I had spent years around monks who are fasting. Have you ever seen how people who fast seem to have a radiant glow about their skin? And they just stay younger for longer. It was always almost impossible to guess the right age of any monk because fasting made them look at least 20 years younger than they were supposed to be. In order to speed up and support this process of skin renewal, we also added vitamin B12. This vitamin is already being used as a cosmetic procedure, as anti-aging skin injections. But unfortunately, that is not the best way to take vitamin B12. This wonder vitamin is best absorbed when the body has the fasting switch turned on. And as you age, the body starts taking in less B12 from your diet. Or if you have gut problems, you might not be able to absorb it at all. We discovered that vitamin B12 is best absorbed when the biogenic polyamines are working as well. We added in vitamin B3 as well. This vitamin is essential for DNA repair, an often overlooked step in skin rejuvenation. You see, as we age, the DNA on our skin becomes damaged. As it gets copied thousands of times in order to make new skin cells, any error in the copying process remains there, and the cells get produced with less and less accuracy. That is why most creams and treatments that have anti-aging properties can't work at maximum efficiency. They help your skin produce new cells, but all the new cells are poor quality copies. Once the DNA in the skin gets repaired, all the new cells that get created in the body will also be in perfect condition. And in order to keep this process going for longer, we also added in chromium at the end. This insulin rebalancing mineral helps support the autophagy process throughout the body. That is because a steady blood sugar level is essential for tricking your brain into believing you're fasting. One study found that taking chromium for 16 weeks, meaning around 4 months, was able to lower blood sugar and insulin while improving the body's response to insulin. At the end of months of work, research, and testing, we also looked into the best way to take this incredible and revolutionary solution. And lab tests showed that autophagy is accelerated when you drink tea or coffee. This is because green tea, black tea, and coffee all contain phytochemicals that turbocharge the way your cells renew and use energy inside the body. So these compounds are able to speed up the process of autophagy. The formula is tasteless, so I was happy that it could basically be added to anything, even water. But I knew coffee and tea would make it even more potent. With all my research complete, I knew I had finally discovered a weight loss solution that would work. Not just for people who are keeping a diet or want to lose a couple of pounds, but also for my Lizzie, who needed to lose weight that had been there for years. I wanted Lizzie to try it right away, but I also didn't want her to reject my fasting solution. I knew she was already depressed and had decided she would give up on weight loss altogether. She had found out the hard way that most methods that promised losing unwanted weight were a complete disappointment, and I didn't want to cause her more heartache. So I just told her I bought some vitamin powder to add to her morning juice to boost her mood a bit. She was so defeated, she didn't even seem to care. So day after day, I'd remind her to take her vitamins. By the first 3 weeks, she started noticing all her sweatpants were falling off her. She was convinced it was just her depression messing with her appetite and weight. So I kept going. 2 months later, she didn't know whether to be worried or happy about the unbelievable amount of weight she was dropping every single day. My wife is getting more and more scared of Lizzie's weight too. So that is when I decided to tell them both about my work and my discovery. Amber was furious with me because I hadn't told her anything, but how could I have told her? What if I had failed in putting together my old research into fasting and autophagy? Luckily, her anger quickly vanished when she saw just how happy Lizzie was. She was jumping up and down with joy, seeing how she had lost so much weight without having to exhaust herself in the gym, throw out all of her favorite foods, or go through expensive and dangerous medical procedures. I was just glad I had not failed my child and was happy to stop there. It was Lizzie that convinced me it wasn't the right thing to do. She reminded me that God wants us to help our fellow man if it is within our power, And she knew that there were millions of Americans that could be saved by my discovery. With her help, we started testing the fasting solution on more and more people. She wrote back to all of her friends that hadn't heard from her in months. So many of them were also struggling with their weight and couldn't wait to give this a try. They never hesitated for a moment, especially when they saw the results of Lizzie. The last time any of them had seen her, she was looking like this. And now they were looking at a brand new young woman who looked like this in her Instagram pictures. It wasn't long before they gave the solution out to their moms, aunts, and grandmas. Soon we had over 120 women trying this new fasting formula, and they were all telling me how the fat simply seemed to melt away from their bodies. Dozens of women wrote back to tell me that they were seeing their faces get younger and their bodies become more toned without even going to the gym.
My daughter came over for lunch the other day and gave me some Luke's fasting formula. I'll admit, at first, I was a little skeptical. I mean, kids these days, they'll try anything. But I thought to myself, you don't have much to lose. And let me tell you, I have never tried anything like this before in my life. From top to bottom, start to finish, I look and feel fantastic.
Luke's fasting formula saved me thousands in gym costs and cosmetic procedures. 5 months in, and I've dropped 52 pounds. But the best part is that my face looks 10 years younger. Work colleagues are convinced that I secretly got a lift. But all I did was just keep eating my favorite pepperoni pizza and put this formula in my morning coffee. I wish this fasting solution had been invented years sooner.
I can't believe that now you can fast without fasting. I used to do intermittent fasting all the time, but it was so difficult to maintain. And to have to go to bed hungry or be hungry for hours at a time, now I'm getting the exact same results without any sacrifice at all. Luke's formula has changed my life.
I was so thrilled to see so many people turning their lives around, feeling better in their bodies and getting the results they hoped for. And Lizzie was just as excited. So many people told me they had never seen results like these before in their entire lives. However, I was not surprised. I knew how well my fasting solution worked and why. I was using state-of-the-art technology and only the best sources of ingredients to make it. But I was quickly running out of funds to keep producing it out of pocket. I was ready to stop when I finished all the savings I had available. But Lizzie kept insisting. She wasn't going to give up, and I understood her determination. I mean, she understood so much better than me how important the struggle was. She was the one who suggested I could help a lot more people if I made the formula widely available. In fact, she was the one who named it Fast Lean Pro. And she was so proud of that name. We created Fast Lean Pro using only the very best ingredients, and it is the only solution that mimics the mechanism of intermittent fasting without you having to skip a single meal. It will trick your brain into thinking that you are fasting and command every fat cell in your body to release and eliminate the fat it is holding, and then self-destruct. And it will cause all the other old defective cells in your body to be replaced by fresh new cells in perfect condition. That is why Fast Lean Pro is not only the most effective weight loss solution, it is also the only natural solution to wipe a decade off your face and body without involving any kind of cosmetic procedures. In parallel testing for some of our initial subjects, we discovered that taking Fast Lean Pro was twice as effective as hyaluronic acid, and people have been comparing it to Botox injections. Starting with week 1, you will see your belly a lot more defined. And the same goes for your thighs. This is because some of the fat cells that are being depleted shrink, and you start shedding some of the unwanted weight. You will feel a lot more energy, and 93% of the subjects in our tests have reported a much better and more stable mood. That is because your entire body will gear up for this head-to-toe cellular renewal. By week 2 or 3, you will start noticing some weight loss, but the real results start appearing 5 to 6 weeks later. That is when the body has had enough time to produce the cells that will replace the defective ones. Now you will start seeing your body get in shape, your face slimming down and looking more rejuvenated. Your belly, thighs, and back will start resetting back to the ideal biological weight. And I simply could not be more thrilled for you to achieve this. You can add this fasting switch solution to your coffee or tea. It has no taste, so it will not alter the taste of your drink. The coffee and tea definitely add a kick of potency to it. But if you're not a big coffee or tea drinker, you can mix it in absolutely any drink or food. It will do the work into kickstarting the fasting mode inside your body while you keep going about your day. 1 scoop a day with your breakfast is recommended for a more gradual weight loss process that is more easily processed by the body. But some people choose to go for 2 scoops a day for faster results. The only essential thing is to never forget a single day. The fasting mode inside your body is like a jet engine. It takes a lot of time to gear up and get going. And once you've interrupted the process, you have to start all over again from scratch. If you are determined to destroy the fat cells inside your body, don't forget it takes up to 14 days for the process to start speeding up and seeing any noticeable results. And you should not skip a single day until you reach the desired results. Even if you are fasting already or have done fasting in the past, you should take this formula without interruption. It can fast track your fasting results and lead to quicker weight loss. This fasting solution is the only treatment out there that will give your entire body the much needed house cleaning that it was waiting for. Once activated, it will start destroying fat cells, old cells that are no longer working well. You'll be renewed head to toe, and this will definitely show in the natural, fresh glow on your face, neck and chest, your slimming waistline, hips and thighs, and even in how good you will start feeling in your body as soon as the formula kicks into full gear. And because I was hellbent on giving every single person the best possible solution, I have managed to make this fasting solution right here in the United States. Every single jar is made right here at our Good Manufacturing Practices certified facility. We have picked the best facility where the team agreed to all of our standards of quality. And we also have quality assurance teams that make sure that every single batch of fasting solution has the exact right amounts of each ingredient. And every single ingredient is clinically tested and quality checked. We produce our fasting solution under the most sterile and carefully supervised and rigorous standards. I will never produce it on an industrial scale because that always ends up destroying the quality of the product, which is why you will not find my fasting solution on Amazon or any other website. You won't even find some of the ingredients in this solution in any other product because they are a state-of-the-art scientific discovery that I have finally brought out into the open. I believe this solution should have been made available to anyone who needed it more than 10 years ago when the initial research discovered the source of autophagy. I couldn't let them bury this life-saving solution. I did it all for my Lizzie, and I'm thrilled to have already helped more than 11,412 people already, and that number is growing every day. I will always keep the production under careful supervision and in small batches where I can control the quality. I know many people start out trying to make treatments, supplements, or weight loss solutions because they really want to help others. But unfortunately, once they go commercial on a large scale, they can't make sure the quality is kept. Many end up taking out essential ingredients or even replacing them altogether with cheaper, less potent alternatives. Or they start promising you miracle results in weeks, which is simply not possible. Your body has not had a full house cleaning through fasting in years. Miracles don't happen overnight. It takes a lot of time for your body to be able to replace the estimated 1.2 trillion cells that might be dysfunctional or aging inside your body right now. This website is the only place where you'll be able to get this state-of-the-art fasting switch activating formula. And every single ingredient in the treatment has a certificate of authenticity and purity. It may sound ridiculous that I'm so obsessed with quality control, but I know how scary and depressing it can be to keep trying to lose weight only to be disappointed. I watched my baby go through this cycle of hope and disappointment and depression for years, and I just stood there helpless, unable to do anything about it. Now, I have managed to find a solution, and I will not do anything to compromise it. I want every single person to experience the joy and relief of a solution that works. I know most people end up spending around $112,000 hoping to lose weight. Americans spend a whopping $33 billion, yes, billion, on weight loss products each year. And all the money, all of that struggle to barely see any changes. Every single person deserves so much better than that. I know how important this fasting solution can be to so many people out there. So I fought hard, not only to make it in the US, but also to bring you the best price possible, but without compromising at all on quality. I wanted to make it as accessible as I could to millions of people. The first few batches that I managed to make have cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars to source, mix, purify, and package them. I was lucky enough to get some financial support from my other colleagues who were involved in the project and really wanted this solution to work. But I knew I could not ask regular Americans to spend a few $1,000s a month for a weight loss solution. No matter how much a person needs it, it's useless if regular folks can't afford it. I tried finding the most cost-effective ways of producing the substances I couldn't buy. Biogenic polyamines and sucra are simply not created by any laboratory outside of minor research projects. Extracting substances that are so rare is extremely costly. But I managed to use my connections to buy equipment at a discount from labs that were getting shut down. This helped us keep the price of the ingredients down. For the other ingredients that were being produced by others, we went through hundreds of producers to make sure they were respecting the highest production standards. I went to dozens of locations myself to check that we were getting exactly what was being promised. There's a lot of back and forth, and I had a lot of setbacks. But I'm proud to bring you this fasting solution for a cost as low as $1.50 a day, which is the cost I've been able to negotiate down to and not pay out of my pocket for it. That's about the price of your daily coffee on your way to drop off the kids to school. With my special discount on a 6 jars pack, 1 jar of this fasting switch activating solution will cost you as low as $49 per jar, a 30% discount from the regular pricing. The 6 jar pack is the best chance you have at a full cellular renewal throughout your body and regulating your body down to its normal biological weight. This pack will ensure that your body has enough time to destroy all the defective cells, deplete all the fat cells, and make them self-destruct. It's important that you choose the right pack from the very beginning. Any interruption to this process will kick your body out of fasting mode, then it will take a really long time to gear it back up again. That means you will lose all the momentum and progress that the solution brought you, and it will make the solution a lot less effective. And unfortunately, I don't know for how long I will be able to keep this page up. There is a lot of interest to keep the solution hidden and not have the public get access to it. I mean, the big pharma companies already managed to suppress research on the project for more than 10 years. I simply don't have the resources to fight them if they come after me. This is another reason why I will never sell out this formula, or you won't find it in the big online stores. I am trying to keep word of it as hushed as possible. And the unique ingredients we have discovered take a long time to produce, refine, and distill. And even with the quantities I have available now, I can barely keep it in stock. But I have tried my best to make this fasting solution available for as long as possible and for the lowest possible price. Not only that, but since you are committed to making this change for yourself now, I want to make sure you are really living the best life possible. That's why, for the 6 jar pack and the 3 jar pack, I will cover the shipping costs myself. And I will offer you 2 bonus books that are guaranteed to make you the best version of yourself. These books were created with the help of researchers and some of the most reputable spiritual healers. And I was only able to put together this information because I have met most of these people personally, and they trust me. And even though this information is valued at thousands of dollars in specialized training and retreats, I will give it to you for free. Because you deserve to see a happier, healthier you in the mirror every morning, just like Lizzie does. The first free bonus is called Total Hair Regeneration, and as a separate book, it would have cost you $79. Inside, you'll discover the proven scalp massage that can regrow your hair 3 times faster and stronger in a few weeks while keeping it flake-free. 7 homemade natural remedies for a full head of thicker, shinier hair that celebrity stylists swear by, and this year's most downright dangerous hair procedures that dermatologists beg you not to try. The second free bonus I have prepared for you is called Total Body Rejuvenation, Tibetan Secrets for a Longer Life. And as a separate book, it would cost you $89. But you will get it for free when you order the 3 or 6 jar pack. You'll find out about the Tibetan morning routine that gives you the energy of a teenager. Doing this daily gives you more energy than drinking 2 cups of coffee. The Buddhist monk's trick to improve your digestion. Press these 3 spots to never experience bloating or acid reflux again. And I'll also share the 8 little known Tibetan herbs that will protect you against diabetes, Alzheimer's, and more. This is cutting-edge knowledge, and I will also show you where you can find the best source for these herbs online. When the selected package gets to your door, make sure you place the first jar right next to your coffee or tea. That way, there's no chance of you forgetting to add it to your coffee every single morning. It might take a bit of time before you start noticing getting back control of your body and your weight going down. The first improvements you will notice will be a lighter digestion, more energy every single day, and an improved mood. This is exactly what happens with people who fast for religious reasons or do intermittent fasting. And because I want to help as much as I can, not only have I made shipping completely free for the 6 jar pack and the 3 jar pack, but I will also give you my 180-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. I know that any changes, even good ones, can be scary. You have seen how many people's lives have been radically changed by this fasting solution, but I still want to make this an easy choice for you. If you've tried this fasting solution, and for any reason at all, you are not fully convinced of its life-changing effects, you can return the bottles within the first 180 days, and we will give you every cent back with no questions asked. You will also not be charged anything other than what you see on the screen. There are no hidden costs, no rebills, and you will not pay a single extra cent out of your bank account. When you click the package you find below this video, you will be taken to a 100% secure checkout page. After you fill in your information and place your order, your pack will be reserved under your name, and no one else will be able to buy it. There are many people just waiting to get their hands on it right now, but you will be keeping your priority if you decide now. You'll also receive an email confirmation from me and information about how to get in touch with our support team if you have any questions or need help with your order. We are here for you 24/7. Don't forget, the only way you can get this revolutionary fasting solution is directly from this website right now. You won't find us on Amazon or anywhere else. This is the best deal out there, a one-time payment for the exact right quantity necessary for you to get your body back. And it will definitely save you thousands in diet pills, gym memberships that leave you exhausted, sculpting underwear just so you feel a bit better about yourself. You will finally be able to feel proud of your slimmed down body, renewed and refreshed face, and you will finally be able to go about your day feeling confident in your body. I wish that every single person out there who tries my fasting formula will experience the exact same transformation that my Lizzie did. If you want more of the fasting formula after you have finished the first round, if this page is up, you will be able to order again. But I can't guarantee that. Stocks are simply flying off the shelf because so many people want to give this revolutionary solution a try. So make sure you order the full amount now while it's still in stock. I am willing to take this risk and give you free shipping and a 180-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee, plus 2 top value guides, because I have no doubt in my mind that all of this will transform your life. I want you to walk proud and confident. I want you to feel good if you choose to go to the gym, not to slave away at the gym because you are desperately trying to shed a few pounds. I want you to feel and look younger because I know how much that matters in today's society. I want you to wake up feeling great in your renewed body. So click the package that is right for you and give yourself the gift of renewed confidence and a healthier body. This fasting solution is a state-of-the-art, Nobel-winning discovery. But if for any reason you are unhappy with your order, then it will have cost you literally nothing. Just get in touch with our customer service team and tell them you are not fully convinced. They will refund you every single cent with absolutely no questions asked. Take the chance of having your body and your life transformed head to toe. I am simply thrilled you are willing to try and not give up on yourself. Just like the thousands of other men and women who have seen the incredible transformation of their own bodies right under their very eyes. So choose the package right now and take the first step. I have given you the best combination possible, so you have the best chance of changing your body radically. The rest is up to you. You really have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. Make sure you select a package large enough so you don't run out of this fasting solution, and I know you'll be just as excited to meet this healthier version of yourself as I am. I'm Luke Turner, and I simply can't wait to hear your success story. I know it is hard to commit, so I want to make sure you have all the information you need to kickstart your weight loss journey. So what is Fasting Pro and how does it work? Fasting is the most reliable way to lose weight, but it's nearly impossible to stick to. And it's no wonder, since the body is programmed to keep you alive and more than 10 hours without food means danger. In the past, your body would send signals for you to move and go hunting. These days, these signals translate to food cravings because food is so abundant. The people who do manage to fast are monks or people who spend their time training for this with specialists. Through a process called autophagy, fasting not only depletes fat cells, but it also renews your whole body, eating up old, degraded cells. And Fasting Pro is a solution designed to trigger autophagy without actually fasting. This is possible due to the discovery of the fasting switch, a biogenic polyamine complex produced in the body, which is also the active ingredient in Fasting Pro. This allows you to keep your body in continuous fasting mode and burn off fat hour by hour, even if you are eating delicious pizzas and chocolates. It also contains sucra, one of the quickest acting substances of cleaning out the liver, up to 6 times quicker than milk thistle, turmeric, or ginseng. It is added because a liver that is clogged with fat will slow down the process of autophagy, along with the state-of-the-art fiber called fibersol, which will dramatically increase the number of good bacteria in your gut, resetting the need for fat storage in the body. It also contains B12 and chromium that will give your skin and body a full rejuvenation. How do I take this fasting solution? It can be added into liquid, such as water, as it is tasteless. However, lab testing showed that autophagy is accelerated when you add the powder to tea or coffee. This is because green tea, black tea, and coffee all contain phytochemicals that turbocharge the way your cells renew and use energy inside the body. So these compounds are able to speed up the process of autophagy and cell renewal. How many packs should I order? Only you can answer that question because everybody is different, and it depends on how much weight you need to lose. The only essential thing is to never forget a single day. The fasting mode inside your body is like a jet engine. It takes a lot of time to gear up and get going, and once you've interrupted the process, you have to start all over again from scratch. If you are determined to destroy the fat cells inside your body, don't forget, it takes up to 14 days for the process to start speeding up and seeing any noticeable results. And you should not skip a single day until you reach the desired results. It's important that you choose the right pack from the very beginning. Any interruption to this process will kick your body out of fasting mode, and then it will take a really long time to gear it back up again. That means you will lose all the momentum and progress that the solution brought you, and it will make the solution a lot less effective. I personally recommend investing in the 6-jar pack as it costs less than $1.50 a day, includes free shipping, and 2 bonus guides. It is the best chance you have at a full cellular renewal throughout your body and regulating your body down to its normal biological weight. This pack will ensure that your body has enough time to destroy all the defective cells, deplete all the fat cells, and make them self-destruct. How does the guarantee work again? You will get a 180-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee. If you've tried this fasting solution, and for any reason at all you are not fully convinced of its life-changing effects, you can return the bottles within the first 180 days, and we will give you every cent back with no questions asked. You will also not be charged anything other than what you see on the screen. There are no hidden costs, no rebills, and you will not pay a single extra cent out of your bank account. I'm ready to make my order. What now? When you click the package you find below this video, you will be taken to a 100% secure checkout page. After you fill in your information and place your order, your pack will be reserved under your name, and no one else will be able to buy it. There are many people just waiting to get their hands on it right now, but you will be keeping your priority if you decide now. You'll also receive an email confirmation from me and information about how to get in touch with our support team if you have any questions or need help with your order. We are here for you 24/7. Don't forget, the only way you can get this revolutionary fasting solution is directly from this website right now. You won't find us on Amazon or anywhere else. You will finally be able to feel proud of your slimmed down body, renewed and refreshed face, and you will finally be able to go about your day feeling confident in your body. I wish that every single person out there who tries my fasting formula will experience the exact same transformation that my Lizzie did. And I hope to hear your success story soon.